Okay, let's unpack this. So picture this. You're in a park, it's sunny, warm, classic summer feel.
Right.
And you're about to jump into this massive, like, strategic water gun fight, all ninja themed.
Sounds amazing already.
Or maybe you're kicking back, watching your favorite online anime show, and bam, there's this totally unexpected, really emotional reunion of a voice actress unit, one that's been, like, on hiatus for years.
Yeah, that'd catch you off guard.
Or maybe you're just thinking about summer plans, wondering, what big live music events are happening in Japan that you could maybe even go see.
Exactly. And that's precisely the kind of specific, really exciting stuff we're diving into today, pulled straight from official announcements.
Welcome, everyone, to this deep dive. We've got basically a pile of official press releases here, announcements straight out of Japan.
And these give us the actual details, the, concrete facts about some really interesting, specific upcoming events and what's happening in the Japanese anime scene and, well, pop culture more broadly.
And the focus today is very much on things that have been officially announced, things planned for summer 2025.
And like you said, crucially, this isn't just rumor or, fan theories.
No guesswork here.
Nope, it's the official word. We're looking directly at press releases covering 3 pretty different things.
Right, so one's about a really unique hands-on event at a theme park.
Yeah. Then there's one detailing what was on a popular online anime info show.
And the third?
That's an announcement about a specific artist's, pretty significant upcoming concert.
And these are direct from the companies involved in Japan, right? The park, the media platform, the artist management.
Exactly. Straight from the source.
So our mission, really, for this deep dive is to take these sources, which, let's be honest, can sometimes be a bit dense or tricky to find and translate.
Definitely.
Unpack them, pull out the most interesting bits, the, key details and insights, and just lay it all out for you.
We want to give you a really clear picture of these specific things happening in Japanese pop culture. Highlight the surprising details, maybe the stuff you wouldn't catch at first glance.
Yeah, the significance behind it all, without you having to wade through all the original documents yourself.
It's about getting you informed, quickly but thoroughly, cutting through the noise.
Understanding what's actually happening based on what they're officially saying. Finding those little twists or the emotional beats, seeing what it all signals about the scene over there.
Absolutely. Getting you up to speed.
Okay, so where should we start? That first source sounds wet.
Yeah, let's jump into that one. Takes us outdoors to this place that seems to be all about mixing, nature, tech, and popular characters.
And it promises an experience where you can, quite literally, get soaked in the world of Naruto and Boruto.
Which sounds perfect for a hot Japanese summer, right?
Exactly. This first source, it's a press release from Hyogo.
Mori Co, Ltd, roughly, yeah. They run this anime-themed park that's, getting known for these kinds of really immersive events.
Right, and the specific event here, it's the second phase of something called the True Summer Great Water Escape Festival 2025.
Okay.
And this phase has a very specific, kind of fun title. Kids Limited Scientific Ninja Tool Soaking Operation.
Kids Limited, okay, gives us a clue there. And soaking operation,
leaves little doubt. And the location, that's a big part of the appeal too, isn't it? This is happening at their Naruto Boruto Shinobizato attraction.
Shinobizato, right. That's inside the bigger Hyogo Prefectural Awaji Park anime park. That's the Mori place on Awaji Island.
Awaji Island, yeah, just southwest of Kobe.
And the source gets even more specific about where this water battle is going down.
Where exactly?
It says it's happening in the grass space right in front of the iconic Hokage Rock face.
Get out. Battling with water guns under the gaze of the Hokage.
Pretty much.
That is seriously cool. Talk about a thematic backdrop for a water fight. And the dates for this, when can people do this?
It's running for a pretty long time, actually. It covers a good chunk of the summer. Kicks off Saturday, July 12th, 2025.
Okay.
And runs all the way through Tuesday, September 30th, 2025.
Wow, July, August, September. That's not just a weekend thing. That covers the main summer holiday period for families in Japan, but goes well beyond too.
Exactly. It's a proper summer-long feature. It gives people plenty of time to check it out if they're visiting.
Makes sense. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. This scientific ninja tool soaking operation. How does it actually work? How do you play? And crucially, how do you win?
Okay, so at its heart, it's described as a survival game. You get a water gun framed as a scientific ninja tool from Boruto, hence the name.
Right, nice tie-in.
And you're divided into two teams.
Classic team versus team setup. But
Yeah.
how do you win? Is it just like soak the other guys as much as possible?
Yeah. See, this is where it gets really interesting, according to the source. It's a neat twist. Participants wear these special targets.
Okay.
And these targets change color when they get wet. So you shoot the other team's targets, naturally.
Right.
But here's the strategic bit. Victory goes to the team with fewer discolored areas on their own targets when the time runs out.
Wait, hold on. So the goal isn't to soak the other team. It's to keep your team from getting soaked.
Exactly. You're trying to minimize how wet you get.
But you do that by shooting the other team, presumably to stop them shooting you.
Precisely. It's defense through offense.
Right.
You target them to take them out of the game momentarily or distract them, but your win condition is based on how well your team protected its own targets.
That completely flips the usual water fight dynamic. It's actually really clever. It goes from just chaos to needing, like, actual coordination.
Yeah, strategy, maybe defenders, attackers.
Yeah.
It adds a layer you wouldn't expect.
That is a fantastic twist. Really adds tactical depth. Now, the source mentions something called the Rogue Ninja. What's that about?
Yes, the Nuken element. So on each team, one player is secretly designated as the Rogue Ninja.
Secretly. Okay.
And the interesting part is hitting that specific player is worth bonus points.
Bonus points.
Yeah.
Okay, how does that factor in? Are you trying to protect your own Rogue Ninja or hunt down the other teams?
Both. It adds another big strategic layer. You absolutely have to protect your own Rogue Ninja because soaking them gives the other team bonus points.
Right. Don't want that.
But at the same time, you need to figure out who the opponent's Rogue Ninja is and try to soak them to snag those bonus points for your team.
So it's not just general defense. It's protect the VIP while also trying to find and assassinate the other VIP, all with water guns.
Pretty much. It moves it even further from just random soaking.
Yeah.
You could imagine teams having specific strategies just for the Rogue Ninjas, identifying them, defending them, hunting them.
Especially for a kids event, that's surprisingly complex. But is it just player versus player? Any other hazards?
Oh, yes. The source throws in something completely unpredictable. Environmental hazard time.
Uh-oh. What is it?
During the battle, there are water cannons positioned above the playing field.
Water cannons.
And these things apparently fire about 50 liters of water from above at irregular intervals.
50 liters, just randomly raining down.
Yep. Total chaos element. You can't control it. So even if your team's strategy is perfect, you're dodging the other team like ninjas.
You could still get absolutely drenched from above.
Oh, exactly. Ensures the soaking operation lives up to its name. It adds that pure, unpredictable fun factor. Probably lots of shrieking involved.
I can just picture it. It makes it more of a spectacle, less just a game. Okay, so if people want to join in, what's the deal with costs? How do you sign up?
The source says it's 500 yen per team to participate.
Okay, pretty reasonable.
But, and this is important, they stress this in the release, you need a separate admission ticket for the main Naruto Boruto Shinobizato attraction as well.
Ah, okay. So it's an add-on experience once you're already in that specific area.
Right. You pay to get into Shinobizato, then the extra 500 yen per team if you want to do the water battle. And to join, you just talk to the staff there on the day.
Good to know. It's easy to sign up once you're there. Any other practical things people should know? Warnings, advice.
Yeah, a couple of useful logistical notes from the release. First, they state very clearly, no changing facilities specifically for this event within the park.
Okay, that's crucial info. Plan ahead.
Right. Arrive, ready to get wet, maybe swimwear underneath, bring a towel, change of clothes, but you'll need to find somewhere else to actually change afterwards.
Gotcha. What else?
Second, they mentioned that water splashes might, reach outside the immediate event zone.
Huh. So even bystanders might get caught in the crossfire.
Potentially. Adds to the atmosphere, I guess. Keeps everyone on their toes.
Sounds like it. And is there a prize for winning? For the team that manages to stay driest or, well, least discolored?
Yep. The source says members of the winning team each get a limited original sticker from the Tree Summer Great Water Escape Festival.
Nice. A little badge of honor, proof you survived the soaking.
Exactly.
So, looking at all this, the clever wind condition, the rogue ninja, the random drenching, the Hokage Rock setting, why spend time on what's essentially a kid's water fight in our deep dive? What's the relevance here?
Well, what it shows is a really physical, super interactive way. A huge franchise like Naruto is being brought to life. It's not just looking at things or buying stuff.
Right, it's an experience.
Exactly. Letting fans, okay, maybe younger fans primarily in this case, literally step into that world and engage through activity and gameplay that's tied into the theme.
The specific mechanics show some real thought went into it.
Yeah, the defense focus, the VIP element, it's not just spray everyone. It highlights that trend of location-based immersive entertainment linked to big IPs. It's a specific, created example of how they're engaging fans physically, especially in summer.
And it really fits with what that park, Nijigen, is known for.
Right.
The source mentioned it combines nature, IT, cool Japan content, like their other attractions for Crayon Shin-chan, Godzilla, Dragon Quest.
Absolutely. This event slots right into that strategy, creating these destinations where you can kind of live out bits of your favorite series, blending the physical and the fictional.
Okay, cool. Let's dry off metaphorically and switch gears.
Yeah.
From getting soaked outside to diving into the media world and the people behind the voices.
Right. Our second source shifts focus quite a bit. This one's a press release from Abema TV,
Abema TV, okay.
and it's about their show Shibuya Anime Base.
Hashtag era, yep, familiar with that one. It's on the Abema streaming platform. This release is about episode hashtag 48.
That's the one. Aired back on May 31st, 2025, but the source notes it's available for free catch-up viewing, which is handy.
Always good. And who were the key guests for this episode?
Sasaki Mikoi and Tokui Sora, both well-known voice actresses and, importantly, members of the voice actress unit Milky Holmeses.
Milky Holmes. Okay, yeah, that name definitely rings a bell for a lot of anime and Anasong fans. Remind us quickly about them.
Sure, so the unit originally had 4 members, Mimori Suzuko, Tokui Sora, Sasaki Mikoi, and Kida Izumi. They were really active for a while, linked to a bigger multimedia project.
Right, the Tante Opera project.
Exactly. But they went on hiatus, stopped activities as a unit back in 2019.
Okay, so hiatus since 2019. Why feature Sasaki Mikoi and Tokuto Sora on the show now? What's the hook?
This is the big news, the reason for the episode focus. It was recently announced that all 4 original members of Milky Holmes are performing together again.
No way. Where?
At Animello Summer Live 2025 Than XX.
Anisama. Wow. Okay, that's huge.
Yeah, Anisama is one of the biggest anime song festivals in Japan. Massive event. It's happening August 29th to 31st, 2025. So the news of the full Milky Holmes lineup reuniting for Anisama after, 6 years? That's major.
Absolutely massive. That's the kind of reunion fans dream of. So that explains the timing for the Shibuya Anime Base episode.
Precisely. It was the catalyst for dedicating the episode to them.
Makes total sense. So what did the episode actually cover? Besides the reunion news itself, the source mentioned a segment, My Anime Resume.
Yeah, that's a regular feature they do. Guests talk about anime that were personally important to them, maybe professionally influential, gives you a peek into their own fandom history.
Connects you to them a bit more. What did Sasaki Mikoi talk about?
She picked Digimon Adventure, and she shared this really personal connection. She was the same age as the main character, Tai, 3rd grade, when she watched it.
Oh, wow. Prime Digimon age.
Totally. She said she got so invested emotionally that she genuinely wished she could, go to the digital world and get her own Digimon partner.
That is so relatable for anyone who loved that show as a kid. That feeling is universal. Did
Yeah.
she have a favorite character?
She did. Her favorite was Tailmon. She specifically mentioned loving the cat form and then its evolution into the beautiful Angelmon.
Class.
And she added this really sweet detail. She used to wish Angelmon would literally, fly down from the sky to her.
Oh. That really paints a picture of that childhood imagination and connection. You feel the sincerity there. What about Tokui Sora? What were her picks?
Tokui Sora seemed to really dive into the music side of things. She talked about being deeply moved by an ending song, Sora wa Shuguro no Tomodaki-san. It was from the anime Soro Gorakuku Shujo.
Okay.
And she didn't just say she liked it, she specifically praised the lyricist, Hara Aki, and the composer, Yamaguchi Akihiko, showed real appreciation for their craft.
Hara Aki and Yamaguchi Akihiko, I mean, those are legendary names in anime music. They've done so much incredible work.
Seriously iconic. And here's where Tokui Sora's story gets really cool and personal. She shared how incredibly excited and emotional she was when she found out later that this exact same duo,
Hata Aki and Yamaguchi Akihiko.
yep, this godly duo, as she put it, they were the ones who created Milky Holmes' own huge signature song, Seikai wa Hitotsu Janai.
No way. The people who wrote the song she loved as a fan also wrote her group's defining hit.
Exactly. She described it as this moment of just like stunned realization, so moved by that connection. It really shows how, even in the industry, artists are still fans, you know? And finding out creators you admire worked on your stuff, that's powerful.
That is a truly fantastic connection. Like her fandom journey came full circle into her professional life. Highlights those interwoven relationships in the Anisong world. Did you mention anything else?
She did. She also talked about the Dream Festival project.
Ah, Dream Fees.
Right. And you said this was unique for her because, according to the source, it was the only like male character-focused project she ever got really deeply into as a fan.
Interesting. And Dream Festival is one of those big multimedia things, wasn't it? Not just an anime.
Totally. And Toku Sora really hit on that. She listed off all the parts: the anime, an app game, an arcade game, live events where the cast performed as the characters, even a radio show.
Wow, they went all in.
Yeah. She said the idol story was interesting, sure, but what really blew her away was the sheer amount of effort and dedication. The source used this phrase, IP-lin, like the fighting spirit or intense energy of the IP itself.
The commitment across all those platforms.
Exactly, how much they poured into it across everything. She apparently shared a photo from the final live event during the show, and the source says it got a big reaction in the studio.
That phrase, sheer dedication and effort, really says a lot about what it takes to run a successful multimedia IP in Japan. It's a whole ecosystem. Hearing an artist admire that from a fan perspective gives you insight into what impresses people.
For sure. It gives you a sense of the massive scale. Now, the episode also had another segment, Shibani Masterpiece Theater.
Right, and that focused on Milky Holmes itself, their own project.
That's right. The source says it briefly covered the origins of Tantai opera Milky Holmes, how it started as this multimedia thing, expanded into manga, games, the voice unit, and built up this fan base across different formats.
And the reason for looking back at it now, years after the hiatus, is purely because of that Anisama reunion news.
Directly tied, the source repeats that. The upcoming performance by all four at Anisama 2025 is the specific reason, the catalyst, for this retrospective look.
Makes perfect sense. Timing is everything. Now, the source also mentioned messages from the other two original members, Mori Suzuko and Kita Izumi.
Yeah, they sent in messages for the show, which was cool. And interestingly, the source notes Mori Suzuko sent hers from the USA.
Oh, wow.
And Kita Izumi sent hers from the UK.
Overseas. So the members are kind of spread out now. Adds a global touch to their story.
It does. Mori's message was apparently focused on her excitement for Anisama. Looking forward to seeing the fans, obviously. But she also specifically emphasized looking forward to all four of them being back together on stage again.
That specific mention of the four of them reuniting, that's really heartwarming. Speaks volumes about their connection. What about Kita Izumi's message?
Kita Izumi shared her most memorable Milky Holmes song. For her, it's Soshite, Gunju ni Tokete Yuku.
Okay.
And she recalled a specific scene from their final live show where they performed it, and apparently the memory of that performance still makes her cry when she thinks about it.
Wow. Another really powerful emotional detail. It shows how much these performances mean to the artists themselves years later. Adds real depth to their history and this upcoming return.
Absolutely. Gives it that human touch. The source also quickly mentioned one other thing covered in the episode, some update on popularity poll results for the classic anime Atoshinji.
Atoshinji, yeah, that long-running family comedy. So the show covers a real mix then. Current stuff, VAs, multimedia, but also classic series updates.
Seems like it. Shows Shibuya Anime Base casts a pretty wide net in terms of Japanese anime and pop culture news.
And did the source say anything about the next episode?
Yeah, it gave a little preview for episode #49, which was due June 6th.
Always coming up.
Guests were set to be Harui Sakura and Reina Motomura, focusing on the anime Meibashi Witches. Plus, the continuation of an interview with the absolute legend Kageyama Hironobu.
Kageyama Hironobu. Wow. Mr. Dragon Ball Z themes himself. Okay, interviewing him definitely reinforces the show's cred. And this preview confirms, that Shibuya Anime Base is an ongoing source for this stuff. Current interviews, discussions.
Yeah, shows it's a dynamic platform keeping up with the scene.
So, stepping back from this specific episode, why is digging into an online talk show relevant for you? Listen now. What's the takeaway?
Well, what this source really gives you is a kind of unique behind-the-scenes look into the careers, the personal inspirations, the connections of these voice actors who are also performers.
Right. Hearing their anime resumes gives you that connection.
Exactly. You hear what shaped them, what they love, and you can probably relate that to your own anime journey. It also shines a light on just how complex these multimedia projects are in Japan.
And how much effort goes into them.
For sure. And it really highlights how important big live events like Anisama are, not just as concerts, but as catalysts, things that can bring groups back together.
Yeah, the reunion aspect is key here.
And hearing those personal, emotional connections, Kita Izumi crying over a memory, Tuku Isora's shock finding out about Hadaaki and Yamaguchi Akihiko, that adds a layer you just don't get from a news headline.
It humanizes the whole thing.
Totally. Plus, the source itself points you towards Shibuya Anime Base if you want more of this kind of direct from Japan content. It shows how interconnected everything is. The creators, the projects, the events.
Really pulls back the curtain a bit.
It does. Okay, let's shift gears again. Final source. Back to live music, focusing on one artist and a really signature event for her.
All right, this last source is a press release from Hyogo Monstar Design, and it's about the artist Era Oi.
Yep. A name many anime fans will know instantly. She's done themes for loads of huge shows.
And this announcement is about a live concert.
Correct. A one-man live, meaning just her as the main act. It's titled Airs Day 2025 Art Yuko.
I.e. Natsumatsuri. Blue Summer Festival. Okay. But Era's Day, that sounds specific. Is there a story there?
There is. The source explicitly explains it. It's the return of what they call her regular event, Airs Day.
A regular event?
Traditionally held every year on August 16th, 816th. It's a bit of wordplay. In Japanese, 8 can be Aito and 16 Ichiroku, but together it sounds a bit like Eru, her name.
Ah, clever. So August 16th is her special day, like a fan appreciation day tied to her name.
Exactly. And this particular Airs Day is extra noteworthy.
Why is that?
The source makes a point of saying this is the first Airs Day concert in about 4 years.
4 years, wow. For something they call regular or annual, that's a pretty significant gap. Makes its return in 2025 feel like a really big deal for her fans.
Absolutely. It creates that sense of anticipation, marks a comeback for the specific tradition she has with her fans.
So the key details for this comeback concert. Date and place.
Date is locked in. Saturday, August 16th, 2025. Keeping that 816 tradition. Venue is Yokohama Bay Hall in Yokohama City, Kanagawa Prefecture.
Yokohama Bay Hall. Does the source say anything about the venue itself? Like what kind of vibe to expect?
It does, actually. It describes it as a live house and specifically mentions the distance and immersive atmosphere it offers.
A live house. So more intimate, closer to the artist.
That's the implication. Closer proximity, likely higher energy than a big arena. Live houses in Japan are known for that intense, direct connection between the performer and the audience. The source seems to be highlighting that aspect for this event.
Okay, so promising a close-up, high-energy experience. Is it just a standard concert format? Sing some songs, done?
No, the source details a two-part structure for the event, offering different ways to engage.
2 parts. What are they?
Part 1 is described as a band-style live performance. So that's the main concert. Air Ai live band playing her music.
Okay, standard, awesome concert first. What's part 2?
Part 2 is a talk stage. And here's the interesting bit. This talk stage is actually a public recording for her fan club's online content. The content is called Air Connect.
Whoa, that's a cool idea. So it's not just a concert. It builds in something specifically for her fan club, but everyone at the event gets to see it happen.
Exactly. It's a deliberate blend. You get the music, but you also get this more direct interaction, a chance to see a maybe more conversational side of her, and you're part of creating content, usually just for fan club members.
That's a really neat way to structure it. Combines the performance and that community connection. So for anyone listening who's thinking, okay, Air I, Yokohama, August 16th, maybe I could go. Did the source give the crucial ticket info, how to actually get them?
Yes, and it's quite detailed, which is super helpful. Typical multi-stage Japanese ticketing process here. Starts with pre-sale lotteries. First up was the official pre-sale.
So that's passed.
Yeah, the application window for that was early to mid-June 2025. June 4th to June 15th. Results announced June 18th. Payment due by the 22nd. So yeah, that ship has sailed by now.
Okay, missed that one. What's next?
Next opportunity mention is the pre-request pre-sale. The application period for that one runs from June 27th, 2025, 6:00 p.m. JST.
Okay, coming up soon then.
Through July 6th, 2025, 11:59 p.m. JST. Results for that lottery are planned for July 8th, with payment needed by July 10th.
Right, so late June, early July, that's the next big window for lottery applications. After these pre-sales, what about general sale?
Yep, general sale starts July 12th, 2025 at 10 Loryu AM JST. That's usually first come, first served until they're gone.
Okay, standard rush.
And the source also mentions something called inbound reception, starting at the same time, July 12th, 10 a.m. JST.
Inbound reception, what's that for?
The source clarifies this is only for ticket exchange at the venue on the day of the concert, August 16th.
Ah, so likely for international fans, maybe. People who bought through specific overseas channels and need to pick up physical tickets.
That sounds like the most plausible explanation. It's a really important detail for anyone planning to travel from outside Japan for the show. Specifies how they handle those tickets.
Definitely good to know. Okay, so putting this source in context, why is this specific concert announcement relevant for our listeners? What does it show us?
Well, it gives a really concrete example of the live music scene in Japan, especially for artists tied to anime. It highlights a significant event, this signature Airs Day, returning after 4 years. That's big news for her community, signals renewed activity.
Right, the comeback factor.
And the unique two-part structure, mixing the live band show with a public fan club recording. That shows how artists are creatively engaging with their dedicated fans, blending music and interaction.
More than just a gig.
Exactly. And maybe most importantly, by giving that super detailed ticket timeline pre-sales general, that inbound note straight from the official source, this deep dive provides practical, actionable info. If you're interested in going to live shows in Japan, this illustrates the often complex process and gives specifics relevant even for international fans.
Shows how artists nurture those fan communities with these special recurring events.
It really maps out that connection.
Right. Okay. So we've just covered 3 pretty different official announcements from Japan, each giving us a window into the summer 2025 pop culture scene.
Yeah, quite a range.
We had that super interactive physical event,
Mm.
the strategic water gun game at the Naruto Park.
Set right in front of Hokage Rock, yeah.
Then we jumped into that anime info show episode, getting insights into voice actors' histories, multimedia projects, the buzz around the Milky Holmes reunion for Enisama,
Seeing it through the artist's eyes.
and finally, the return of Air Aoi's signature Airs Day concert, that unique 2-part structure, and all the crucial ticket details. What these all paint, when you put them together, is a picture of a really vibrant, diverse scene for fans heading into summer 2025.
Absolutely. It's clearly not just about watching shows. It's physical experiences, deep dives into the creators and history, major live music events. It covers a lot of ground.
Location-based stuff, media analysis, live performance.
Exactly. There's so many ways to engage.
And that's really the point of this deep dive, isn't it? Bringing these different kinds of official news together for you.
Straight from the Japanese sources.
Bypassing the noise, giving you a focused snapshot of what's actually planned and happening. Concrete examples, insights into different parts of the anime and pop culture world over there, all hopefully laid out clearly.
So you get informed quickly and can maybe spot those interesting connections or details, genuine points of reference.
Exactly. So just to quickly hit the main takeaways one last time.
Go for it.
You've got that True Summer Great Waterscape Festival, Phase 2 at Mori's Shinobizato starting July 12th. The Strategic Kids Water Gun Game with rogue ninjas and random water cannons.
The soaking operation.
You've got the Shibuya Anime Base, episode #48 on Abema Milky Holmes members, Sasaki McCoy and Tokuya Sora talking Digimon, anime music connections to Haraaki and Yamaguchi Akihiko, the effort behind Dream Festival, and those emotional messages from Mimori Suzuko and Kita Izumi before the big Anisama reunion.
Lots packed into that episode.
And Airs Day 2025 concert, August 16th, Yokohama Bay Hall. First one in 4 years, that 2-part live show and fan club talk stage structure, and the key ticket sale dates, including that note on inbound reception.
Those are the core announcements, yeah.
Right. So as we wrap up, here's something to maybe mull over based on all this. We saw a physical park event, a media deep dive into VAs and projects, and a signature live music comeback. What does this variety tell us about just how broad and deep fan engagement is in Japanese pop culture today? How it keeps finding new ways to offer something compelling for pretty much every kind of fan, whether you want to play, learn, or experience it live.
Or maybe think about the longevity here. Milky Holmes returning after 6 years, Airs Day back after 4. What do these specific comebacks reveal about how artists, projects, and their dedicated fan communities can sustain themselves, evolve, and maintain that connection over the long haul in the Japanese entertainment world?
Good questions to think about as you engage with the stuff you love. Thanks everyone for joining us for this deep dive into these official announcements.
Yeah, thanks for exploring these sources with us today.